Welcome to We Learn. This is session 9 of Management and Organization Development. Today we are going to cover different topics like matrix organization, horizontal organization, centralization, decentralization, the advantages and disadvantages of decentralization, vertical structure we will cover in this session, then the advantages of the vertical organization, disadvantages of the vertical organization will be the part of today's session, horizontal organization, characteristics of the horizontal structure, and apart from this, project organization along with its advantages and disadvantages will be the part of today's session, right? So let us discuss the first part of today's session, that what is centralization. The term centralization basically refers to concatenation of decision making at a single point in the organization. जब डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट के एच ओ डीज मैनेजर्स मिलकर एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पे अपनी कंसेंट देते हैं, एक सेंट्रलाइज डिसीजन देते हैं आफ्टर द कंसंट्रेशन, so that sort of decision is basically called as a centralized decision, or this process is called as a centralization. In contrast, when the top management gives maximum, though not complete, discretion to the lower level personnel in the organization to make decision, then it can be said that there is a decentralization in the organization, right? Decentralization. Now let us define that decentralization means what. In a decentralized organization, action can be taken more quickly to resolve problems, and more people provide inputs into the decision making process. In the process of decentralization, for the firms having a number of plants which are located at different places, decentralization is more beneficial, right? So, for quick decision making, for quick resolution of the problems, decentralization is the key to success. With most of the large companies now preferring to make organization more flexible and more responsive. So that is why there has been a marked change towards the decentralized decision making. आजकल हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में now the people or the style of organization is moving from the centralized decision making to the decentralized decision making because of its quickness to solve problems, more flexible and more responsive, right? Now, advantages of decentralization. It reduces the burden of the top management by freeing them from many operational decisions. When in any organization decentralization approach is used, then in that case managers they get free from the operational issues and enable them to concentrate on their strategic responsibilities. It can contribute to the staff motivation by enabling middle and lower management people to get a taste of responsibility, and by encouraging the use of knowledge, innovation, and initiate by all the employees. Now, there are some disadvantages of decentralization also. It includes that it requires the greater coordination by the senior management to ensure that the individual unit in the organization are not working against the interest of the whole organization. Right? So there must be proper coordination between the senior people so that a proper networking of interest can be generated. It can lead to inconsistency of treatment of customers, clients or public, and specifically in the service industry. Decentralization does not require, and sometimes it also require, a plentiful supply of capable and well motivated manager who are able to cope with increased responsibility which decentralization brings about. So the lack of these well defined, well motivated managers can lead to disaster. Vertical structure. A vertical structure organization is that in which the size of the hierarchical chain of command is long, is that the number of hierarchical levels are high. As such, more people have to communicate to the top management through the intervening layers of executives. So, if the number of layers are high in the vertical structure, then large communication gap can be created. Now let us take an example of the vertical structure. Suppose the vertical structure starts from the chairman, then managing director. Director could be from thermal department, hydral department, technical, communication, finance, projects. And then the next level in the hierarchy is executive director, chief of vigilance and security, chief security manager, chief general manager, chief general manager HR, chief general manager IR, joint secretary, and all this. Now look at this structure, that this is representing a vertical structure having four levels. Now there could be some advantages of the vertical organization. The vertical organization basically provide better communication of the organization's mission, values, goals to all employees. So although in terms of achieving mission, values and goals, vertical organization is the best organization, because these organizations have the ability to sustain a very high degree of specialization of functions and roles. The people who are working in the vertical organization, they are specialized in their work because they are being assigned some specific roles and responsibilities, right? So this is the most important advantages of the vertical organization. But as every coin has two sides, similarly the vertical organization has disadvantages also, because too many hierarchical level consume more time for communication, and the same may lead to delay in the decision making. If one of the person or two of the person are missed, or they are not in the line of vertical organization, then that decision can keep on delay. So this is the another disadvantage of vertical organization. As the vertical structure go hand in hand with the formality and standardization, the scope for initiative and risk taking at the operational level becomes limited. Right? Horizontal organization. Another type of organization is horizontal organization. As the traditional vertical or hierarchical structures of the organization are being considered inappropriate to the requirement of the changing environment, an increasing number of modern organizations are preferring the use of horizontal structure. Means we can say that vertical hierarchical or vertical organization is considered as a traditional style of working, and now the modern organization are moving towards the horizontal structures. The horizontal structure basically facilitates cooperation, teamwork, customer orientation rather than a functional orientation. People are more cooperating among each other. People are more focusing on their customer needs rather than the team team spirit or other parameters. And the whole scenario is revolves around the teamwork. So it is a totally different aspect as that of vertical organization, because vertical organization was totally based on to the function orientation. Now characteristics of the horizontal structure are that they are created around 3 to 5 core process for the time rather than traditional department functions. Right? The vertical hierarchy is flattened to reduce the level of supervision. This is done by combining the fragmented task, eliminated work that fails to add value, and by cutting to the minimum activities within each process. Characteristics of the horizontal structure basically covers the multidisciplinary, customer satisfaction, employees effectiveness, encouragement of the employees, and to build a corporate culture of openness, cooperation and collaboration. Now let us discuss about the project organization. When an organization undertakes a big project or a number of small projects, it creates project organization for the completion of the same. जब कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट ले लेता है या छोटे छोटे बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं, तो उनको टाइमली लेवल पर कंप्लीट करने के लिए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को हम कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं प्रोजेक्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, जिसमें हम टास्क के अकॉर्डिंग उसकी ग्रुपिंग करते हैं. दिस इज़ डन बिकॉज द एग्जिस्टिंग फंक्शनल स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन may not be suitable to complete the project, which are time bound and are subjected to high standards of performance as in case of aerospace and aircraft companies. Advantages of the project organization. The participating specialists of the project team get opportunities for prompt, expeditious, and effective accomplishment of the goals of the project. This motivates them to make maximum contribution to the execution of the project. Means when the task is organized in terms of project, then the team is basically called as a project organization, and this project organization basically helps to motivate the people so that they can contribute maximum to the execution of the project. It also facilitates project organization also facilitates speedy communication between the project manager and the team manager or team member. It provides flexibility in handling various tasks, right? So we can build a steering committee, project coordination team, executive committee to make the communication at the strategic level, management and coordination level, and operational level smooth. So this sort of teams can be built up for the smooth functioning of the entire project, because if the communication channel is proper between the strategic level, management level, and operational level, then only the things can go in a smooth manner, right? Another is matrix organization. Matrix organization basically includes like a chief manager is heading functional manager 1, functional manager 2, functional manager 3, manager of project manager. Functional manager is heading the team of staff. Every manager is holding a team. So this sort of organization of the people is called as a matrix organization. The matrix organization combines two forms of departmentalization, like function and product. It is built around a project which is headed by the project manager, and the project manager is also known as a product manager, as he is responsible for the output of the project, right? So project manager is also known as a product manager. Next is the employees of the matrix have two bosses. Their function department manager, for example, the HR specialist of the project team, have to report to the manager HR department, and their project manager. In other words, the matrix structure breaks the principle of unity of command, which states that no person in the organization should report to more than one bosses, right? Now there are certain examples or advantages of the matrix organization. It facilitates coordination when the organization has multiple complex and interdependent activities. It ensures the effective utilization of the services of the people with highly specialized skills, and direct and frequent contact between the different function specialists in the matrix ensures better communication and more flexibility, right? So virtual organization, next topic is virtual organization, where virtually the team is created. There are exchange of information between consumers, network enterprises, suppliers, distributors, partners, consultants, contractors, business customers, and all these, right? Now let us talk about the virtual organization. When we talk about the virtual organization, it means it is a small core organization that outsource major business functions. It is highly centralized with little or no departmentalization. The virtual organization creates network relationship with other organizations or agencies which are located anywhere in the world for the purpose of contracting out functions like manufacturing, distribution, marketing, research and development, etc. So virtual organization is a wonderful concept for dealing with such a we can say geographical distant area, right? So virtual organization basically has given birth to a number of bundle of questions which helps in facilitating the different parts of the organization. Now let us discuss some points regarding the characteristics of the horizontal structure. When we talk about the characteristics of the horizontal structure, so horizontal structure are created around 3 to 5 core processes for the time rather than the traditional department function. The vertical hierarchy is flattened to reduce the level of supervision. This is being done by combining the fragmented tasks, eliminated work that fails to add value, and by cutting to the minimum activities within each process. Means when we talk about the horizontal characteristics of horizontal structure, तो हमें उसमें कुछ 3 to 5 कोर प्रोसेसेस के ऊपर फोकस करना होता है, जिसमें से फर्स्ट है कि आप वर्टिकल हायरार्की के लेवल्स को अगर रिड्यूस करेंगे, इट विल अल्टीमेटली लीड्स टू द रिडक्शन इन द लेवल ऑफ सुपरविजन, फर्स्ट पॉइंट. And this can be done by eliminating the those activities or those work which are failed to add any value to the total task. It means if the number of activities will be minimum, then number of failures will be minimum, right? Another characteristics of the horizontal structure is multidisciplinary, that is cross functional or self managed team. Self-managed team means that is composed of personnel from different functional areas like finance, marketing, human resource, quality control, and operations. The people with these different departments are created to handle the core processes, and each team is entrusted with a core process. Now, next characteristics of the horizontal structure is customer satisfaction. Net profit is the primary driver and measure of the performance. Yes, it is true. If the customer are satisfied, then we are able to get the net profit. As such, for horizontal structure of the work, employees are brought into direct contact with the customer as well as the supplier. Where relevant customers and supplier may be brought in as full working member of the team in charge of the core processes. Another characteristics is that all employees should be provided with all data, and they should be trained for analyzing and use the data to make effective decision as a team member. All employees are encouraged to develop multiple skills, and those who develop are they should be rewarded. Another characteristics is that horizontal organization need to build a corporate culture of openness. People should not hesitate to ask anything. They should have a friendly atmosphere. They should share their views, ideas among each other. That kind of culture is called as a corporate culture, where the people are motivated to exchange their thoughts, ideas, data, share, and all this. Apart from this, they are able to cooperate with each other. They are cooperating among the processing part and collaboration, right? Another important parameter is that there are some organization development techniques which will help to bring about the total development of the organization. So as a whole, we can conclude that by implementing the concept of centralization, decentralization, because if the quick decision making is to be applied, that decentralization is the only answer. And when the no time limit is there, then the centralization approach can be used, and if the size of the team is less, then only the centralization process can be worked out. Every team organization is having some advantages as well as disadvantages. In the current scenario, vertical structure is now avoided. Now the people are moving from vertical to the horizontal structuring, right? And then another revolutionary trend in the current scenario is about the virtual organization. Yes, virtual organization is basically a small core organization that outsource major business functions. It is highly centralized with little or no departmentalization. वर्चुअल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज़ अ वेरी वंडरफुल कॉन्सेप्ट. इसमें कोई डिपार्टमेंटलाइजेशन होता ही नहीं है. The virtual organization creates networks relationship with other organization जो कि किसी दूसरी जगह पर है in the throughout the world. And the purpose of contracting out functions like manufacturing, distributing, marketing, research and development, and all these. Right? So, with this, we are going to finish this session. But before we end, you have to do these two questions. First question is that you have to differentiate between centralization and decentralization. You have to give the three common points where the two are common and the three where these two are different. Then you have to write a brief note about the matrix organization. Right? With this, we are going to finish this session. Thank you. Happy learning.